Michael here on YouTube Guitar Tutorials on YouTube. This is going to be a series of updated tutorials on Bad. I just completed a full cover of the song, all in one take, and now I'm going to go through a few things that I've learned over the last year on the song and update the older tutorials that I've done. I'll leave the old tutorials up. First, let's go through building up the tone for the song. I've now become a big fan of the Tech 21 Liverpool pedal. It's a Sans amp, a amp modeling pedal. It's apparently, I believe it's all analog circuitry. It's not digital. It's just got a little more of a lush, warmer sound, at least in my opinion. I still love the Axe-FX. The amp models in the Axe-FX are amazing. And I've actually modeled the Liverpool pedal in the Axe-FX, so I'm going to show you how powerful the Axe really is, because we're going to go through some different amp model tones here. But let's just start off with the basic Strat. We're going to be in quack position, bridge, and middle pickup. Okay, and this is the Liverpool pedal only and some reverb in the Axe-FX. That's all this is. And notice that the mids and that quack in there, and it's the guitar, but it's also this Liverpool pedal is, I'll show my settings later, but essentially I've got the mids up to about 2 o'clock, I've got the bass back about 10 or 11, and I've got the treble up to 2 o'clock or so. And the character is down to the left a little bit, it's about 11 o'clock. And the drive is about 10 o'clock. So a real nice mid quacky tone. I'm going to turn the amp model off, and it's going to be hard to hear. I'll put a little volume boost in here, but this will be no amp model at all. This will be just the guitar. Okay, now turn the Liverpool back on. So, when you play Bad, that's the general tone you get with just the amp and some reverb. Hear the reverb in there. So now let's add the delays. I use a sighting from, I think, one of the older tours. This song is at 104 BPM, 104 beats per minute. It's a dotted eighth note delay is the main delay. So that's 433 milliseconds. I've got the feedback at about 30%. You're really only going to hear the first two repeats based on the way you're playing the riff. You're going to go right over all the repeats, and you're really going to hear that first and second repeat. There you go. Okay. Here's the repeat again. You can do lower repeats in there. You don't need all those. I tend to go a little higher on repeats than most people. Not saying it's right or wrong. And then we're going to put, it's not quite a slapback, technically, but it's a very short delay in parallel. This is 548 milliseconds, just one repeat. So let me just play this other delay. Very faint. It only had 2 repeats, but one prominent repeat. And notice it's lower in the mix. Longer repeat. So you put those two together and you get this. Just a little bit of a jitter. It's easier to hear when you do this. Da, 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 da. But the main delay higher in the mix is that dotted eighth delay. And you almost don't hear the second 548 millisecond delay. And you end up getting this. And what happens is that second parallel delay of only one repeat is really more for this part, right there. Da 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 da. So now we're not done yet, because what I've also done is I prefer the tone from Wide Awake in America. It's a slightly overdriven tone. This is a very clean tone, as you can see. Turn the volume up here a little bit. So that's both delays in parallel. I'll show my ACK settings in another video, the detailed settings. Now let's add a preamp boost pedal here. This is a pedal called the Psionic Audio Triad. There's also another great pedal out there called the SDK3, which stands for the SDD3000 Korg digital delay. You might be able to use other boost pedals, but essentially there are people out there who have made these pedals that are the exact replica of the Korg digital delay SDD3000. And the preamp in that delay is got some tonal qualities to it that when it hits the amp, it gives you a little more quack, a little more mids, and it gives you this really nice driven sound. So the best way to explain it is to show you. So here's again the sound with the Liverpool only. Right, so now let's turn on the SDD3000 preamp, or in other words, this is the Triad pedal. So here's a chord without the preamp. Here it is with it on. Gives it a little more attack, gives it a little more color, and you get this really nice tone that I think you saw probably, if you saw one of my other videos, I did a comparison of this to Wide Awake in America, so you can go back to that comparison video and you can hear the two. And I do R&H and the outtake from It Might Get Loud, which are much cleaner tones. But I prefer this more overdriven tone. A little more of a chunky sound in there.